This episode of Destructoid is brought to you by Jackthreads.
Coming up on Destructoid, Bioshock Infinite gets previewed, Monster Hunter gets to the PS3, and remember Metal Gear Rising? Destructoid!
Welcome to Destructoid. I'm Tara Long.
And I'm Max Scoville.
Happy Monday, Max. I wish I had a mug.
Yeah.
What'd you get up to this weekend?
I don't know, I watched Die Hard 1 and 3.
Die Hard 1 and 3. No, 2?
The second and fourth ones are terrible.
Oh, they all seem terrible to me, but I haven't seen them, so. Is that embarrassing to admit? Can I talk about video games instead of movies? Okay. PS3 news. You knew it was coming. Believe it or not, Sony is still under attack, and it's not just PlayStation anymore. This weekend, hackers focused their sights on Sonet, which is a Sony-run Japanese internet service provider. According to reports, no personal information was compromised, but about 100,000 yen, or a little over $1,000 worth of virtual points, were stolen from customers. And while that was going on, somewhere across the ocean, hackers were also hard at work breaking into the website for Sony BMG Music Entertainment in Greece, where they were able to gain access to their user database. The hackers then uploaded the database to pastebin.com, including the usernames, real names, and email addresses of users registered on sonymusic.gr. So needless to say, Anonymous, or whoever is behind this, hasn't taken their promise lightly to take down Sony, and Sony is suffering for it. They themselves reported that by the end of 2012, the PSN breach will have cost them a whopping $170 million, in addition to all the personal information that was stolen from over 100 million accounts now. As of right now, Sony is expecting a net loss of $3.1 billion for this fiscal year, which includes money that they lost from the hacking debacle and the earthquakes and tsunamis of Japan earlier this year and some other tax issues. Now, I am no financial expert.
But that sucks.
That sucks. However, I think I've come up with a solution.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's hear it. Okay, Sony, apologize to Anonymous. Just say you're sorry. That's all they want.
Apologize to all the hackers.
They just want an apology. It's really that simple. You guys had to get all high and mighty with it. Be like, oh, yeah, come at me, bro. Yeah, well, now they are. You're paying for it.
That's a much simpler solution than the one that I had, which was an elaborate series of booby traps. Probably wouldn't have worked. Traps? I don't know. Anyway, I've been a fan of the Metal Gear series for some time now, and I'm always excited to hear news about it. Unfortunately, there really hasn't been much news about Metal Gear Rising, and it doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon. Quentin Flynn, the voice actor for Raiden, the game's hero, says he still hasn't been contacted. In a recent interview, Flynn, who I've always known better as Johnny Quest, had the following to say: "I have not been approached in any way, shape, or form. There has been no communication, there's been no information, and I don't know what's going on. I've tried to make efforts to find out what's happening and have not been able to get any answers at all." Now, as much as I want to make jokes about how Raiden's always whining about something and how he's out of the loop because he's a bad secret agent, it's more likely that Metal Gear Rising just isn't far enough in development that they've begun thinking about the American version. The series has a pretty good track record for keeping the same voice talent around, so I doubt that they've recast Raiden. But if they do, I hope they do it with somebody really inappropriate. Like, imagine if Raiden was played by Gilbert Gottfried or Rip Taylor. Sprinkle genies! Just like a really grating voice.
Maybe it's like a bad breakup. They just don't want to call him ever again. He keeps trying to get in touch with them. They're like, just stop.
Maybe Kojima's just like, he does whine a lot.
So speaking of games that we've been waiting for, a new Monster Hunter game is finally coming to PS3, but it's not going to be Monster Hunter Tri if that's what you were expecting. Instead, Capcom is going to be releasing an HD version of the PSP game Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, and it's going to be called Monster Hunter Portable 3rd HD version. It'll support 3D graphics and allow those of you who already own the PSP version of the game to share and transfer your save data between your PS3 and your PSP. So now that the PSP is kind of being phased out, this is the first game in a series of PSP titles that are being remastered and then re-released for the PS3 on Blu-ray. All of them are going to allow you to exchange data between your PSP and your PS3. Sony plans to roll out a bunch of these. They're calling them the PSP Remaster series. They'll be doing that over the next few months, starting in Japan with Monster Hunter Portable 3rd HD version, and then bringing more titles over as time goes on, although this is really the only confirmed one we know as of right now. But let us know in the comments what PSP games that you guys would like to be able to play on your PS3, because there's got to be stuff out there, right? We've never been PSP owners, so we can't really speak to them.
I had a PSP.
You had a PSP?
Yeah, I had to sell it to make rent money, though. And hey, what's the deal with you, Long? You talk about monster hunting, but you won't talk about pocket monster hunting? That's what they call Pokemon in Japan.
Oh, Jesus. Make our sponsor. Nice,
Whatever,
please.
fine, okay. We all know that most guys hate shopping for clothes. Luckily, now there's Jack Threads. Jack Threads is a members-only online shopping club that saves you some time and does the dirty work for you. Also saves you a boatload of cash. Each day, Jack Threads serves up the hottest brands at up to 80% off what you'd pay in a store. Brands like Kid Robot, The Hundreds, and American Apparel for way less than you'd find them anywhere else. Now, Jack Threads is a private club, but luckily Destructoid's got the hookup. So go to jackthreads.com/destruct and you can become a member right away. Oh, and by the way, it's free to join. So hit up that URL at jackthreads.com/destruct and you can instantly start saving without having to leave the house or putting on pants.
They also offer things other than clothes, is that correct? They got some Skull Candy headphones in there?
Wish I had some headphones right now to block out your voice. Anyway, so a bunch of those nerds who write for Destructoid.com, they were in LA this week doing some pre-E3 previews, one of which was for Bioshock Infinite from our good friend Nick Chester. I'm officially stoked on this game now. We know a little bit about the game already. Players will be taking on the role of a Pinkerton detective named Booker DeWitt, assigned to the rescue of a young lady named Elizabeth who has some crazy powers. Ken Levine, the game's creative director, spoke more about what the game is about and what Elizabeth can do. In addition to being able to do cool telekinetic stuff, which we've seen before, it looks like she can also tear holes in reality and summon things through them from different parts of time and space, such as Tears for Fears song from the 80s. Seriously. The giant robot bird that we caught a glimpse of at the end of gameplay footage last August, that's the songbird, who is apparently Elizabeth's keeper. Levine went on to liken the girl's relationship with the giant robot bird to one between a girl he'd known and her abusive ex-boyfriend. I'll be honest, I haven't really gotten into the Bioshock games. I played a few hours of the first one, but I never got really fully sucked in. After reading Nick's preview, though, I think I might have to go and change that. I know that the tone of the game is a bit controversial compared to the previous games. Like, some of you guys really seem to like being in dark, murky, undersea places like Rapture. But I think it sounds kind of cool to be out on a beautiful, beautiful summer day in like a flying city, you know, shooting missiles at zeppelins and tearing holes in reality to fight off giant birds that are robots. I don't know. I'm dying to see more of this at E3. Hey Tara, speaking of E3, and you guys at home, what are you excited for at E3? Skyrim? Like Batman? Skyrim? Project Cafe?
Sniper
NGP?
Ghost Warrior 2.
Oh, gee.
It's a legit game, okay?
Okay. I'm looking forward to XCOM. I think that's going to be really good. I totally forgot about that, so hopefully they show it off.
Couple more weeks,
Let us
we'll
know in
see.
the comments, and we'll pay attention to those things.
In the meantime, LA Noire has officially been out for 6 days now, and last week we asked you guys to send us videos telling us what you thought of the game so far. So here's a little bit from YouTube user Black Mage SG's video review. Let's
Take
check
it
it
away.
out.
While this game isn't for everyone, if you're looking for a Grand Theft Auto game set in the 40s, you will be disappointed. But if you're looking for a thought-provoking crime mystery game, LA Noire is a game for you. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
He's got a good point. It's
He
not.
stole that from the Destructoid review.
That was our review. That's not fair.
Another video we got here from YouTube user Arthur Treeman. Let's check it out.
I was upset to find myself as a good guy. Where is my murder simulator, Rockstar? Gonna wear my morally flawed characters of the past, and now I can't even cause a quadruple homicide on the streets?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but I'm crying. It's beautiful.
More of that. Send us more
Send
of
us
that.
more videos like that, please.
We don't want to see your pets talking. We want that.
Oh,
Whatever
believe
that
it or
was.
not, those were excerpts. If you want to check out the full videos, then you should look at the video response section from our last few episodes, because you'll find them there. Max, do you have a reminder for us?
Okay, you could get a tissue or something. You guys at home, we're doing another episode of our Podtoid podcast tomorrow, and if you hop
right.
on over to Destructoid.com real soon, you can suggest some questions for us to answer.
Oh,
Anything
click like
goes. I think one of them was, what would your porn star name be?
Either Machete or Shamiracle, but I think Machete's taken by somebody.
Okay.
I could be wrong. What about you?
Rick Moranis.
Oh.
Like Rick Moranis, but
Oh,
with
well
butts.
done, sir.
So there's that.
What about you guys? What would your
Let
porn
us
star
know.
name be?
What do you want to see at E3? What should we talk about on our podcast? What would your porn star name be? Go ahead.
All important questions that need to be answered. We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye.